Deconstructed books. There is more to deconstructing a book than just altering the pages. In this project, deconstruction means changing the object from a book to a sculpture. The tools are very basic: scissors, glue, and a desire to experiment. When looking at a finished piece, this project may appear complicated, but when a deconstructed book is created one page at a time, it is surprisingly easy to do. By learning a few simple paper manipulation techniques, students will also learn about symmetry, balance, and positive and negative space. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to need to get your very own National Geographic, and you're going to open it up, and you'll want to find a good page with lots of picture on it. And if you find one of these pages, just go ahead and tear it off. Tear it out. Now we do want to keep all the pages that we tear out. And when you tear out a page, you want to tear it as close to the middle as you can. So you find your middle page, and then what you're going to do is you're going to do what every librarian would dread for you to ever do, and you're just going to break that spine open. You just get that spine really flat, and if you need to bend it back like this a little bit, so it's really nice and open there and flat. Okay. Then you're going to start to fold and bend and pick out some really good pages. So good pages are pages with lots of good color in them. So these pages don't have a whole lot of color. So I'm just going to rip it out, doing that as close to the center as you can. And again, we're going to save those pages for a project later. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Well, that's a great page right there with lots of color, so I'm just going to keep that one. So I don't need to rip any on this side. So this is all about symmetry. So if you do one on one side, you need to do it on the other side. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a fold like that. So if I do a fold like that on this side, I need to do a fold like that on this side. And then I fold it down on the other side so that it won't move on me, so that it's nice and symmetrical on both sides. And then you can do, like, maybe I'll just go ahead and cut that like that, and then I would have to cut it the same way on the other side. Here I'm using regular scissors, but you can also use some funky scissors, which I have. Now what's cool about this is you can go way beyond the book with folding and curling. So I'm going to do that, and that way I'm going beyond confines of this book. And then I would glue that in to make it stay. Then put a nice line of glue in there so that it will stay. And continue to fold and curl, making sure that the page that is exposed is interesting and has a picture on it. Rip out one that does not. And then I'm just going to fold this back, revealing the other one, kind of experimenting with how I want that to look. And then once I've got it where I want it, glue it down and do it on the other side, ripping out pages that you don't want to expose ones that you do want. And once you've got it looking the way you like, make sure you get some glue in there and glue it down so it's not flopping all over the place. Again, I'm using regular scissors, but you can use any of the funky scissors available. And try to make it as dimensional as possible, three-dimensional as possible, so that it's coming up out of the page, out of the book. If you have to hold down the glue for a second, just go ahead and do that. And then I'm just going to continue to use scissors and folding to go beyond the pages of the book and to create dimensions, continuing to make sure that it's symmetrical. And remember, when you fold over a page, you want the page that's going to be exposed. And if you make a mistake, just rip the page out and do it on the next page. I'm adding lots of glue there. Don't be shy with the glue. Then, when you've got it looking the way that you want, you could also add some embellishments with these punches that I have. You just set it on the table and push it down, and you could add some interesting punch shapes with the funky punches or just regular hole punches, either way, if that's something you'd like to do. Now, you're going to get a board, and you're going to write your name and class code on the back before you do anything else. When your design is totally done, you're going to rip out all of those pages that are not going to be exposed because it adds too much weight to it, and you're just ripping out all of those back pages. And then glue it to the very back cover page. And you do this on both sides. So here I'm ripping out, and rip it right at the seam if you can. Try to rip out the whole page and not leave any page parts in the book. Then put a ton of glue on your board, making sure your name and class code's on the back, and glue your deconstructed book